It's like, well, what do I just don't know what to do.
I am so excited for my book. It's going to be available. It's available now. You can pre-order it now. Helping me digest through all of the different emotions, and I dug real deep, and there are some secrets and some nitty-gritty stuff, and I hope you love it.
Kody Brown is seething with anger, and sources expose he's frantically attempting to spin the story following Christine's sensational disclosure of some of his most personal bedroom secrets. The book will officially come out on September 2nd, but rumor has it that some Barnes & Noble stores have begun selling copies prematurely. People are going crazy on social media with salacious facts from the book, and it seems like the leader of the Sister Wives household is totally enraged about what's coming out. So what is it that has him so infuriated and upset? Christine has just spilled some astonishing details regarding Kody's antics behind the scenes, and it's making quite a buzz. Those who obtained advance copies are discussing it everywhere on Reddit, and what they have to say is quite revealing. Here's why everyone's talking. Christine says Kody asked her to give him hour-long full-body massages before any intimate activities, but he absolutely refused to reciprocate the same. When she finally insisted that he return the favor, he supposedly said no because he didn't get aroused by massaging her. That's a quote from the book, and it's difficult to believe that someone would say that to his wife. But wait, it gets weirder. When Christine finally stopped providing these marathon massage sessions, guess whom she got visiting with inquiries? Robyn, the fourth wife, had been monitoring Christine's massage routine apparently, and inquired as to why it had ended. This indicates that Kody was spreading intimate information about his relationship with Christine, which established this peculiar surveillance system of their private life. Wow, just wow. Those who know the family well say Kody is particularly furious because this does not only make him appear selfish, it indicates a pattern whereby intimacy was treated as a business transaction that seemingly took place in all his marriages. Any woman who has been in a relationship where she kept giving, while her lover just took what he wanted, surely sees this situation. The timing is horrible for Kody as well. His family is already in shambles. Most of his children don't even speak to him anymore. And now these intimate moments portray him as the type of husband who defines love as being waited on without reciprocating anything. Christine's decision to post these intimate moments is evidence she's done hiding behind his public image, and sources claim he realizes this. Want to know more about what Christine exposed, and why Kody is said to be scrambling to cope with the consequences? Because this massage debacle is only the tip of the iceberg. Let's examine the bombshell details that purportedly have Kody wandering around his Flagstaff property like he's living in a nightmare. Reddit people who say they've read advanced copies claim Christine doesn't pull any punches discussing their physical affair, and what she writes would embarrass any man's ego. The massage anecdote isn't merely one of selfishness, it's one of a consistent pattern of taking and not giving that seemingly defined their entire intimate relationship. Christine allegedly writes that Kody required a full hour-long massage before any physical closeness, treating her like his personal massage therapist. But when she asked for the same kindness back, he refused, because touching her body didn't excite him. Let that sink in for a minute. Here's a man with multiple wives who couldn't bother showing basic physical care to the mother of 6 of his children unless it directly helped him. The nerve is unbelievable. But sources reveal that this news has Kody angry because it makes him the type of partner every woman fears. But Christine wasn't done there. According to advanced readers, she also discusses their wedding night in excruciating detail, explaining how there was no tenderness, how it hurt horribly, and how she cried because of the pain. She seemed to believe his history with former wives would make him kind and gentle. What she received instead was what sounds like the most selfish, uncaring first sexual experience you could have. The honeymoon continued to be a disaster, with Christine having written that she was too wounded for them to attempt again for the remainder of their romantic vacation. For any woman who's reading this, the secondhand embarrassment and rage is likely suffocating right now. People close to the family have indicated Kody is particularly enraged because these aren't intimate moments being revealed. They're revelations that have made him sound entirely inadequate as a lover and partner. But the massage scenario gets even more complicated when you consider who else was aware of it. This is where the story takes a very disturbing turn that reportedly has Kody completely livid. As per Christine's book, the massage situation was not only with her and Kody. Robyn was herself monitoring and interrogating Christine's intimate decisions with her spouse. Picture this scenario that Christine allegedly describes. She finally reaches her limit and stops providing those hour-long massage sessions because Kody won't give back even basic physical care. Any normal person would respect that boundary, right? But apparently not in the Brown household. Sources say Christine says in writing that Robyn herself approached her and asked why she had ceased to give Kody massages. Consider for a moment how inappropriate that conversation is. Here's wife number 4 inserting herself into the bedroom dynamics between her husband and wife number 3, essentially coercing Christine into resuming serving Kody again. But the story thickens even more. These early readers say Christine supposedly spills the beans that Kody was sharing information about their bedroom activities, or lack thereof, with Robyn. So, not only was Robyn interrogating Christine about the massages, she was supposedly already privy to intimate information about their physical relationship because Kody had been talking to her. Every woman who's ever had the experience of learning her husband was sharing intimate relationship information with someone else likely just felt that stomach punch. The violation of trust is tremendous, but the fact that Robyn went on to use that information to guilt Christine into doing something that Kody wanted is just another level altogether. Sources indicate that this specific revelation has Kody livid because it reveals what appears to be a concerted attempt between him and Robyn to gaslight Christine into sustaining behaviors that were only serving Kody's interests. The massage debacle isn't about selfishness anymore. It's about an abuse of control and humiliation. The viewing network that Christine supposedly reveals in her book paints a scenario that would make the skin crawl of any woman who delights in her privacy, and sources indicate this specific element has Kody completely furious because it shows precisely how distorted the boundaries grew within their home. As reported by early readers, deconstructing the book on Reddit, the massage questioning was not a singular talk. It was a part of a larger pattern of Robyn inserting herself into intimate details of the other wives' relationships. Christine reportedly explains how Robyn would confide in her, appearing to be trying to forge a sisterly relationship, but then reverse Christine's words and tattletale back to Kody about what they'd said. Picture having trusted someone with your vulnerabilities and then realizing they're employed as an information conduit directly to your husband. Any woman who's ever had a friend betray her trust likely just experience that sense of vindication. But the massage scenario indicates something even more orchestrated based on these so-called book facts. When Christine ceased giving those hour-long massages, Robyn did not merely happen to casually inquire about it. She seemed to ask Christine in particular why she had ceased, as if she knew they had a routine intimate enough to know about. How would Robyn have known about Christine's massage routine, unless Kody was giving regular feedback on his intimate demands with each wife? Sources claim this news makes Kody especially angry because it reveals what appears to be an organized information exchange system between him and Robyn. Christine supposedly says that Kody informed Robyn of his bedroom experience with Christine, such as the massage incident, so that you see why Robyn knew to ask tough questions when the service quit. The psychological manipulation here is astounding when you analyze it. Kody makes unreasonable expectations for service, posts about who is adhering to those expectations and who isn't, and then that wife puts pressure on the other wives to fall back into line. It's a pyramid scheme, but one for emotional and physical labor. Females who've had to navigate complicated family relationships or office politics likely see this triangulation strategy right away. Utilize a third party to exert pressure when in-person confrontation could generate too much tension. Have someone else do the dirty work of enforcement while keeping credible deniability about manipulation. Based on these discussions on Reddit, Christine's book implies this trend reached well beyond massage expectation. The observed and reported system reportedly even included facial expressions during shooting, dialogue between wives, and even interactions with the kids. Sources claim Kody would discipline wives who didn't meet his expectations by simply not showing up at all, reserving his presence as a privilege and reserving his absence as a penalty. That Robyn was seemingly interrogating Christine about intimate habits implies she was serving as Kody's enforcer, ensuring the other wives were performing at their best. That's not sister-wife solidarity. That's workplace monitoring of unpaid intimate and domestic work. The rumor mill that Christine purportedly discloses in her book exposes something that would make any woman's blood boil. and sources indicate this specific betrayal has Kody scrambling because it gives evidence just how profoundly he broke simple relationship trust. As Reddit users poring over advanced copies interpret, Christine describes that Kody was sharing bedroom drama details with Robyn in direct violation of the sanctity of their bedroom, effectively creating a humiliating running commentary on their sex life. Imagine learning that your husband has been sharing your most intimate moments with another woman. Christine seemingly had faith in Kody with her emotional and physical intimacy, only to discover he was viewing their inner struggles as entertainment for his preferred wife. The breach goes further than simply gossiping about it. It's weaponizing intimacy against the one who trusted you with it. Based on these claimed book facts, this information exchange wasn't also pillow talk. Christine reportedly says that Robyn would tell her secrets, attempting to create what appeared to be sisterly relationships, only to take what she says and tell it back to Kody. At the same time, Kody was fueling Robyn by telling her about Christine's intimate vulnerabilities and bedroom submission problems. The manipulative aspect of this triangulation is what supposedly has Kody so angry about the book's revelations. Christine is not only bearing his selfish demands, she's showing us what appears to be a systemic game in which he and Robyn collaborate to police and control the other wives' actions. When Christine ceased giving those hour-long massages, Robyn did not simply coincidentally inquire about it. She was programmed to inquire because Kody had clearly informed her about it. People close to the family have indicated that this is a cutthroat reveal, since it lays bare Kody as being the type of partner who exposes intimate relationship issues as information to be gossiped about with allies. Any woman who's ever had someone they trusted violate their confidence is probably able to identify with the betrayal, but this is more than typical relationship gossip. Christine reportedly explains how this sharing of information left her feeling as though she was performing for an audience instead of being intimate with her husband. Imagine attempting to physically and emotionally connect with a person while knowing your every reaction, your boundaries. Your fight is being talked about and dissected by another woman who uses that information to bully you back into conformance. Psychological warfare here is advanced and callous. Kody sets up unrealistic expectations, leads with who's meeting expectations and who isn't, then allows his favored wife to use peer pressure to correct the recalcitrant wives. It's not family communication, it's manipulation. And as per these sources, Christine's act of revealing it to the world has Kody completely over his head. What makes this so hurting for Kody is that this isn't merely an accusation or he said she said nonsense. Christine experienced it, suffered through it, and now she's put it in black and white for everyone to see. The pattern that Christine allegedly exposes in her book reveals something that has Kody reportedly furious because it shows his bedroom selfishness wasn't an isolated incident with one wife. It was apparently his standard way of operating across multiple relationships. Based on Reddit commentators who broke down the initial copies, Christine's disclosures regarding massage needs and unreciprocated intimacy are in line with grievances that have arisen from other wives throughout the years. According to sources, what is especially infuriating for Kody is that Christine lays out how this self-centered philosophy of physical relationships persisted in their marriage, and at the same time discloses his entirely different behavior with Robyn. Christine supposedly writes that Kody stayed a whole month with Robyn following the birth of Solomon, 2 weeks prior and 2 weeks subsequent, whereas he only stayed for 2 days following the birth of Truly. The difference in attention and affection stands out like a sore thumb. The massage bombshell is all the more hurtful when you look at what the audience has seen on the show itself. Kody has been seen massaging Robyn's feet on camera, discussing how he loves to do it for her because he loves her so much. At the same time, Christine was supposedly being instructed that massaging her didn't arouse him, so he wouldn't return the hour-long massages he was insisting she give him. Women observing this in action likely see the old familiar pattern of expecting service without giving affection, only to bestow that same affection upon someone else freely. It's not only selfish, it's cruel in its inconsistency. Christine clearly went through years of being informed her body wasn't worth his time, as she stood by and watched him dote on his favorite wife. Based on these Reddit threads, Christine also discloses that the original 3 wives were the only ones Kody would spend time with to eat and sleep, and if everything was not perfect at their homes, he would just up and go to another wife's home. The bedroom requirements seem to belong to this larger pattern of treating his wives as service providers instead of partners. Sources familiar with the situation indicate that Kody is especially upset because Christine's book release timing could not be worse for his own image. With all but one of his adult children already estranged and the family finances reportedly in shambles, these personal disclosures portray him as a mate who was never truly invested in any relationship other than his own convenience and pleasure. The massage scenario seemingly symbolizes something greater. This man, as per Christine's purported account, was someone who saw physical closeness as something owed to him, as opposed to something shared between equals. Any woman who's ever had that feeling of performing, instead of connecting with their partner, most likely knows this dynamic the moment they read about it. What is especially so damaging about these revelations is that they are followed by specific details and timelines, which imply Christine took mental note of such patterns for years before deciding to bring them to the world at last. The Reddit firestorm over Christine's supposed bedroom secrets has created a virtual support group that ranges from Facebook comment threads to group text message chains. And sources indicate it's precisely this widespread awareness of Kody's patterns of behavior that has him reportedly so upset over the impact of the book. Women everywhere on social media are posting their own accounts of partners who expect service without return, and the sympathy is both strong and critical to Kody's tarnished reputation. One woman on Reddit summed up what many appear to be thinking when she said Christine's massage bombshell made her physically ill because she knew the dynamic from her own relationships. Another described her ex-husband as employing similar behaviors, insisting on elaborate preparation and fussness while viewing her needs as unsexy or inconvenient. The comments section is like a masterclass in identifying manipulation techniques masquerading as typical relationship expectations. What's most interesting about the internet reaction is how many women are drawing parallels between Christine's experience and larger trends they've noticed in relationships with one partner, viewing intimacy as a service industry. These aren't people who watch Sister Wives and speculate about reality TV. These are women working through their own experiences via Christine's purportedly graphic descriptions of emotional and sexual manipulation. The massage scenario seems to have set off something beneath in the general female psyche because it's such a prime instance of weaponized intimacy. Expecting hour-long massages and not wanting even simple reciprocation isn't selfish. It's a control move meant to define who serves and who gets served. From these internet posts, women are identifying this as a red flag they wish they had seen sooner in their own relationships. Sources indicate Kody is especially angry about this grassroots reaction because it's propagating Christine's confessions beyond the Sister Wives audience. When your bedroom behavior in your own private space is a cautionary story told in mom groups and marriage therapy sessions, the harm to your reputation spreads into spheres you are unable to manage or dictate. The Facebook groups focused on Sister Wives discussion seem to have gone wild since these initial book details emerged. Women who've lived with budgets balanced, while partners drained family accounts, are linking the money manipulation to the physical manipulation. Christine says the pattern identification is damning because it indicates Kody's selfish mentality wasn't confined to one domain of their relationships. As per these internet forums, many are also pointing out how Christine's discovery of Robyn questioning the massage incident is entirely consistent with other such incidents where the fourth wife had appeared to be tracking and reporting on what the other wives did. Bedroom spying had clearly not been a one-time thing, but part of an overarching system of control and monitoring for compliance. The reaction of the community has apparently spawned just what Kody supposedly dreaded the most, a general awareness that his conduct is textbook relationship manipulation instead of the selfless plural marriage leadership he worked diligently to maintain for many years. The patterns of financial control that Christine reportedly exposes in her book demonstrate how Kody's bedroom selfishness was merely a component of a much greater system of taking without giving. And according to sources, this complete unveiling of what he did has him reportedly in full panic mode because it links together things that paint an incredibly damning picture of his character in every area of family life. As reported by Reddit users dissecting early leaks, Christine verifies what many believed regarding the family finances, that TLC cash was being diverted away from the overall family pool while the wives thought it was toward the payment of Coyote Pass. Christine supposedly writes that everyone thought the additional television revenue was being spent to accelerate payments on land so they could begin constructing. But things were far from that. The economic manipulation is an exact duplicate of the physical manipulation. and sources indicate this similarity is what makes Kody specifically troubled, because it sets a definite pattern of dishonesty in several aspects of their relationships. As he insisted on hour-long massages but not reciprocal treatment, he reportedly insisted on access to family income, yet diverted it away from family priorities. Christine purportedly chronicles how she held several jobs and worked nights while she was pregnant, trying to make ends meet and pay bills, such as thousands of dollars for Truly's hospital stay, while Kody supposedly took money out of accounts that were supposed to be supporting all the households. The juxtaposition between Christine's financial hardship and the supposed appropriation of family funds paints a stark image of inequality of resources. As related by these original readers, Christine shares that the back surgery of Isabel had a $50,000 deductible, yet she got some family funds for that. Phrasing that implies even significant medical requirements weren't necessarily covered by the allegedly collective family finances. At the same time, sources claim that Kody and Robyn were getting along better, while the other wives struggled to cover simple costs. The pattern that emerges from Christine's alleged account shows a man who treated both intimacy and finances as resources that flowed toward him and his preferred family unit, rather than being shared fairly. Every woman who's ever discovered their partner was hiding money or spending family resources on someone else probably recognizes the betrayal Christine describes. What makes these money disclosures so devastating, in addition to the bedroom secrets, is that they indicate an overall system where Kody's desires and needs came first, above the rest of the basic needs of everyone else. From insisting on massages without return or dominating finances without giving an account, the trend supposedly indicates someone who considered marriage to be a service agreement versus an equal partnership. Sources indicate that Kody's alleged outrage at these revelations is that Christine isn't just revealing isolated events. She's chronicling a methodical way of handling relationships that presents him as manipulative and self-centered in every facet of family life. The time Christine at last stopped dishing out those hour-long massages marks what sources indicate has Kody most worried about her book. It apparently chronicles the very moment when his control system started to disintegrate. And his reported rage is because he knows that millions of readers are now going to realize how his manipulation methods ultimately turned back on him spectacularly. As per Reddit commenters interpreting initial copies, Christine's choice not to continue the massage routine was not an impromptu act of defiance, but rather seemed to be the culmination of years' worth of frustration at one-way service. The book supposedly explains how she repeatedly requested simple reciprocity and was routinely refused, with Kody seemingly explaining that massaging her body did not arouse him, therefore he would not. Consider the attitude it takes to say that to your wife of many years and mother of 6 of your children. Sources indicate that Christine's recording of this conversation has Kody especially angry because it shows in his own words how he considered physical affection something that had to be good for him, for it to be worth his while. The power shift that allegedly occurred when Christine stopped the massages appears to have created ripple effects throughout the entire family dynamic. According to these early readers, when someone who's been providing consistent service suddenly stops, it forces everyone in the system to confront how much they were taking that service for granted. Robyn's inquiry about the halted massages clearly showed how much disclosure there was regarding intimate compliance throughout the household. Christine's reported version indicates this was not merely about taking back her time and energy. It was about seeing she had been part of a system in which her pleasure and comfort were always less important than Kody's demands. Every woman who's ever figured out she was offering so much more than she was getting out of a relationship likely knows the moment when enough is enough. Based on these Reddit threads, Christine's book seems to characterize this moment as being part of a larger awakening, where she started questioning other places where she was being asked to offer service without receiving anything back. The massage scenario became a metaphor for the whole relationship dynamic in which Kody's needs were prioritized above everyone else's minimum requirements for affection and regard. Sources indicate what keeps Kody most anxious about this specific discovery is how it illustrates how his control methods ultimately bred the very rebellion he was attempting to avoid by being so relentlessly selfish and demanding. He clearly drove Christine to the point that she began to establish limits and refusing to engage in one-way deals. The fact that Christine has decided to publish these intimate details now indicates she's finished covering for his reputation or maintaining his image as a good plural marriage leader. When a person ceases to care about their past partner's humiliation, that is when the truly destructive secrets usually emerge. The fallout from Christine's supposed bedroom disclosures has apparently left Kody living his worst nightmare, public shame that he is unable to control, spin, or deflect. And sources indicate that his anger is because he understands the personal details will accompany him into any future relationship or enterprise business he tries to venture into. What early readers who shared online said is that Christine's book not only reveals the massage requirements and bedroom selfishness, it reportedly presents the whole picture of a man who treated relationships as business, where he was always the major beneficiary. The union of personal confessions, financial manipulation facts, and parenting ineptness forms what is effectively a crushing character assassination based on Kody's own documented actions. People close to the situation indicate that Kody's reported panic isn't merely about shame. It's about the long-term implications of having these habits revealed this extensively. When someone chronicles your bedroom habits, your spending habits, and your parenting decisions all in one volume, it is really hard to reinvent yourself as a lovely mate or dad to any subsequent crowd. The massage incident supposedly is only one instance of what Christine says amounts to years' worth of being treated as unpaid help instead of as a cherished wife. From these Reddit forums, the book presumably chronicled how Kody would show up at her home, anticipating dinner, babysitting, and sex services, then depart if she failed to meet his expectations. The transactional dynamics ruins any delusion that they were in a loving or respect-based relationship. What seems to worry Kody most regarding the reception of the book is the manner in which these revelations destroy all public declarations he has made regarding being a committed family man. When Christine chronicles demanding hour-long massages without even showing basic reciprocation, it becomes impossible to uphold the image of one who loves and treasures his wives. The timing of these revelations is not good for Kody either. With his relationship with most of his adult children already strained, and his finances reportedly in disarray, these personal details are the final insult in a series of degradations that sources tell us he's having trouble coping with. The massage scenario isn't merely humiliating, it's the sort of epiphany that leads others to question everything else about his personality and agenda. From early readers, it seems Christine's inclusion of such personal facts indicates she's totally finished covering for his reputation or caring about his sensitivities. When one loses interest in their ex's image management, that is usually when the most hurtful truths come out. The rumored expose regarding bedroom demands, surveillance networks, and manipulation tactics depicts Kody as inherently insufficient as a partner and as a leader. And sources explain that his purported anger derives from the fact that he knows Christine has irreversibly changed the way the public views him. Do you believe that Christine's revelation of these intimate manipulation maneuvers will encourage other reality TV wives to reveal their own behind-the-scenes anecdotes? And which of Kody's supposed bedtime demands leaves you wondering about everything else he's about? Tap like, hit subscribe, keep notifications on. A fresh video is already queued up, and something tells me the next round of Sister Wives revelations will be even juicier than the last.